Good afternoon, everyone. I just wanted to come on and give you an update on this housing market and just some advice, some tips. Here's what I'll say, and hopefully, you guys, I will test this video. I tested it earlier and it sounded good, so I'm just going to use my earbuds today. But please like and subscribe. Appreciate the love and the support. Thank you so much. All right, housing update. So, Florida and Texas right now, there are reports that they're just going through it for obvious reasons. If you've been paying close attention, obviously the hurricanes they've had, you know, Texas, some freeze warnings and freeze issues there. Florida hammered right one after another hurricane, just plowing through the state. More so in the coastal areas. I think the middle sections are pretty okay. I do know people in Jacksonville area and they are fine. I even know people in Tampa area that are fine. But here is the issue with both of those states right now is the insurance. I read something that said some of the insurance is skyrocketed to $12,000 a year. As you know, that is significant. That will kill any deal. And that will also hurt anyone who's an investor there who maybe can't afford to handle that type of an increase. It'll also hurt homeowners for obvious reasons. It's just that's $1,000 a month going away to insurance. That's unsustainable. Unless you come from means or you have means, but for the average person, that's unsustainable. The other thing I would say is the same with Texas. Texas has always been one of those places a lot of people will jump into. Texas and Florida, I'd say, will jump into because it's cheap and because, it's affordable. And I remember even talking to investors and say, what are you doing? You can be careful buying cheap because you can go broke buying cheap. Anyone who is looking to get into real estate, there's some things you need to understand, some fundamentals about it. I have made videos about that, so you can scroll through my channel and check it out. But here's what I would say. This applies to people who are looking to buy a home and for investors. This is everyone. When you start to hear things like this, number one, I would say, don't think you're going to get a deal right out of the gate. I think Florida had 11,000 homes come on the market in 7 days. That there's fear. That's a fear move. Now, you're not going to get a deal just because that number's there. You have to look at, now hear me, days on market. Your days on market will determine whether or not you get a good deal or not. If you find look at me personally, I would look at anything 91 days that's been listed for 91 days as a minimum. That's what I would do. And just kind of, and that's not just for those markets, across the board. Like, don't be so in a rush to jump into something. Take your time, relax, take a deep breath. Don't let the FOMO or the fear mongering out here try to get you off the sidelines. Just be patient. I know people that have money saved right now, down payment, and they're just itching to go buy a property and get a home. I understand that, but just relax. This is something you need to take your time on. And most people just, for whatever reason, they get a little bit of money or something like that, and they want to just jump right in. I respect the hell out of it, but I do think you just need to give yourself a little bit of break and pause. I always tell people a good practice, and people just don't like to do the work, but we have to start conditioning ourselves. Like, this is a part of the process. We'll say this is number 2. Before you buy anything, study that market for 90 days. Right? Study the market. Now, I don't mean the state. I mean the market, like your local market. If you're investing in Tampa, study Tampa. And what you're looking for is things that have been on the market, or not, what things are trading for, what they're selling for in the last 90 days, and keep tracker, and just see, okay, this home sold for this amount, this one sold for that amount, and so forth. And just kind of get a feel of what things are going for, so that when you see something come up, you're going to instantly be able to look at it and go, oh, there it is. That's a good deal. I could jump on it, right? And as I always say, now is not the time to pay a list price for anything. You should be paying for, you should be writing a lower offer because interest rates are still elevated. Me personally, I never offer list price. Well, I shouldn't say never, because I have before, but very rare occasions in markets do you offer list price. Now I have, in full transparency, I've bought homes at list price and has still made money because of why I knew the area. So I'm not saying you can't make money at list price, but I'm saying if you're jumping into a market or you just got the itch to buy a home, I would say relax. Once you know the market, and let's just say someone has a listing that's underpriced in the market, that's good. You could offer list price for what you see, but you don't know that until you learn the market, and you don't learn the market until you do the work and studying what things are trading for at least 90 days, at least at the minimum 60. But at 90, you're going to feel really good. So hopefully that makes sense and that's helpful. But switching to the investor side, this is a time, here's how I'm choosing to look at this. I guess it's applied for investor and owners as well, homeowners. For many years, I always said I'm only going to focus on real estate, and I still am for the most part. I still am. But if you've been in real estate for any amount of time, the last few years have just been dog years. They've been terrible. There's been some up years, been bad years. I mean, overall, not too bad, but you only have so much money. And I was never a stock guy, nothing personal. I just really didn't understand it. And I like real estate because of the flexibility. But I am starting to come around and realize that we do need to be more flexible. And we need to play in both. And I think you need to get a discipline for both. And start reading and studying, and maybe find a course that you like, someone who's trustworthy. But honestly, there's a lot of good books out there. But, like a random walk down Wall Street. But anyway, I was listening to, I think it was EYL, and it was 50 Cent, and he said when the writers went on strike, it was kind of ghost town in Hollywood. And so he decided, well, I'm just going to wait. There were some deals on the table that he could have done and probably would have been successful, but he realized that, I'm going to wait this one out. I'm going to go on tour. And he went on tour and then let the writer's strike kind of run its course, and then decided to, go ahead and jump back into Hollywood. My point in saying that is he had another discipline that he could jump to when things weren't going on good in that world. That's how I'm choosing to look at stocks, the stock market. I'm going to open a brokerage account. I'm going to do all that good stuff. And I'm going to learn as much as I can and try to get in there and do it. Now, I'm not going to be responsible. I believe in dollar costing average, right? That's every time you get a paycheck or wherever you get funds from, you put $100, $200, whatever is in your budget. You just got to allocate that away and then, start investing in certain funds and things like that. I don't think this stuff is hard, and I'm not saying that arrogantly. I'm just saying, you just got to put the time in and understand it, the 10,000 hour rule. And I intend to do that just for the simple reason. And my goal is always to funnel everything back to real estate, because that's my true north. And that leads me to another point. Maybe you need to understand your true north. You know, if it's stock market, fine, become an expert in the stock market, and then you can use real estate to funnel money back to stock. Either way you do it, just know why you're investing, and that's just a good rule of thumb. But in times where you just need to sit it out, I think the stock market is a good alternative to investing in real estate. I'm not saying invest your down payment money. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying dollar cost average over time, and just be playing on the sidelines. You get a bonus or something, and you want to, you know, maybe take half of that and throw it in some funds. Go for it. But now is not the time to fear too, but to have FOMO. Now is the time to kind of take a deep breath, let it come to you, you know, slow it down, and be informed about the decisions you're making. I don't own a home yet. Well, I don't own a home on the East Coast, but I'm planning on doing that. But in the meantime, I'll just sit back and learn the stock market and wait for the time. And as soon as the time is right, go ahead and execute. So that's just my 2 cents, some wisdom for Monday. So hopefully that was helpful. Please like and subscribe. Talk to you guys later. Bye.